Okay, today I'm going to walk you through how to do these solved problems for Chapter 2. So these are on page 63 of your textbook. Solved problem number 1 says, a company that produces fruits and vegetables is able to produce 400 cases of canned peaches in 1/2 hour with 4 workers. What is the labor productivity? Okay, to set this up, we are going to make a table. The first column is our outputs. I'm starting with a brand new Excel sheet. First column is our output units. Next is our workers, and then our hours, and we're going to calculate their productivity. Just to make this a table, I'm going to add some borders so we can see it. I'm going to expand them, cells just a bit, make that a little bigger. Okay, so first is our output units, and it says they're able to produce 400 cases. So we put that here. How many workers? It was 4 workers in 1/2 hour, so 0.5. Our productivity is simply calculated by, this is equals the number of output units. So if you didn't see that, I came here, I hit equals, and I'm using my arrows to move to this cell, which highlights A2. Then divided, use the slash symbol. And then we want the number of workers times the number of hours. So I'm going to have a parentheses, number of workers, and the star, number of hours. Close parentheses and enter to finish that. So that calculated my productivity as 200 cases. Now, since I set this up in a table, I can fill down. So I put my cursor on this box here and pull it down. That fills that formula down. I'm getting a divide by 0 error on all of these. But then if we had another example, you could do 200 with 10 workers, an hour each. It automatically calculate that. You know, they did 600 units with 1 worker, 2 hours each. So that grabbing this box fills that formula down. And you can see here, this is A2 divided by B2 times C2. If I go down, those 2's became 3's, then 4's, 5's. That's what filling down does. It fills that formula down so your entire table can use it. Okay, but problem 1 was just that first one, so we can delete that out. Problem 2 says, a wrapping paper company produces 2,000 rolls of paper in 1 day. Labor cost was $160, material cost was $50, and overhead was $320. What is the multi-factor productivity? So this is a little different. This is the multi-factor productivity. So we're going to start this with another table. We've got our outputs, our labor, material, overhead, and then our multi-factor productivity. I'm going to highlight this whole box, push this button again to make our table. Okay, our output on this was 2,000 rolls. Labor cost was $160. Material cost was $50. Oh, sorry. $50. And overhead is $320. So our multi-factor productivity. So we calculate this by taking our quantity produced, so equals the output divided by, then we want to add up labor cost, material cost, and overhead. So labor cost plus material plus overhead. So our productivity per dollar was $3.77. Again, I can grab this box right here and fill that down. For our next one, problem 3, it says compute the multi-factor productivity measure for an 8-hour day in which the usable output was 300 units, produced by 3 workers who use 600 pounds of material. Workers have an hourly wage of $20, a material cost is $1 per pound, and overhead is 1.5 times the labor cost. So let's walk through this. So they are able to produce 300 units. So 300 goes in outputs. It was produced by 3 workers who have an hourly wage of $20. So, and they worked an 8-hour day. So our labor is equal to 3 workers times 8 hours a day times $20. 480. The material was 600 pounds, and the overhead was 1.5 times the labor cost. So I'm going to do equals 1.5 times my labor. So that says our multi-factor productivity is $0.17 or 17 cents. And then finally, problem 4. A health club has 2 employees who work on lead generation. Each employee works 40 hours a week and is paid $20 an hour. Each employee identifies an average of 400 possible lead cases in a week from a list of 8,000 names. Approximately 10% of the leads become members and pay a one-time fee of $100. Material costs are $130 per week and overhead costs are $1,000 per week. Calculate the multi-factor productivity for this operation generated per dollars of input. So, to get our quantity of output, it's going to be our possible leads, which is 400, times our number of workers. So there were 2 workers times the $100 fee times their conversion percentage. And what did it say? Our approximately 10% of the leads become members. So we multiply this times 0.10. So our output is 8,000. This system produces 8,000 units of output. The labor cost going into it was our two employees times the 40 hours a week that they work times the $20 an hour. That is our labor cost. And then our material cost is the $130. That's a straightforward one they give us. Overhead costs are $1,000. So this calculated to $2.93 for our multi-factor productivity. Now, one more trick I want to show you here in Excel. Notice on this, I did A12 equals, or A12 divided by B12 plus C12 plus D12. Another way I could have done this was equals A12 divided by the sum of, then I highlight here, I hold down my shift key and select all of these, and then close my parentheses, and it comes to the same thing. So it's just saying the sum of B12 to D12. Then I can drag that down, and I get the same numbers. On formulas like this, where I'm only adding up 3 cells, it's not that big of a difference. But in the later lessons, we're going to be adding up long columns and rows of numbers, and that sum function really comes in handy. Okay, so that is how to solved problems 1, 2, 3, and 4 from chapter 2. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email. Thank you.